Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Vertuo Pup, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
This episode is brought to you by Atlassian. Atlassian makes the team collaboration software that powers enterprise businesses around the world, including over 80% of the Fortune 500. With Atlassian's AI-powered software like Jira, Confluence, and Loom, you'll have more time to do the work that matters. In fact, Atlassian customers experience a 25% reduction in project duration per year. Unleash the potential of your team at Atlassian.com. Atlassian.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. We continue our decade journey all the way back to 1995, 30 years ago. And while the back isn't creaking as much as it did last week when we did movies of 1985, 30 years is still enough to make me question whether I need to go to the hair salon and invest in a whole ton of dye, because there is much more snow on the roof than there was back in 95. And here to join me to reminisce about the movies and commiserate how long ago it's been, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. But when you said go back to the salon, I thought you meant for like, I don't know, a crazy perm or a mullet or like some hairspray to, you know, do the
fan head look.
Fan head. Yeah. The fan bang.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The funny thing is when you go back and you look at some of these films and you take a look at the hairstyles and you go, once upon a time that was in.
Remember crimping? That was more 80s.
That was definitely more 80s. That would have been last week's episode. But yes. Yeah. No, this week we're talking about movies released in 1995. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick 3 movies each, a keep, a watch, and a pass. The keep is one that, even though it was released 30 years ago, it's still in fashion. The watch is one that, you know what? It could have a comeback. And the pass is one that, much like some of the styles of the 90s, maybe it should have stayed back there. And we're going to start with your keep pick. So, Carrie, 30 years ago, your keep pick from movies released in 1995.
Well, 95 was the year of Tarantino. Like, come on. It is almost impossible for me to choose between these two movies. So I have like a tie, and it's going to take me everything to pick one. And these are 2 movies that we've already spoken about on It's Not That Bad.
Oh.
Making them, sadly, poorly rated, poorly critically acclaimed, yet still incredibly fantastic movies that I will die to defend. And have I killed enough time yet? Clearly.
Well, yeah, but you got to make a choice at some point. But go on.
Thank you. I'm so torn between, I loves me some Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
And I am torn between 4 Rooms and Destiny Turns on the Radio. So honestly, depending on which mood I'm in, like, they're both fantastic movies and both have Quentin Tarantino. I mean, 4 Rooms has, of course, the 4 stories, Robert Rodriguez directing one of the stories out of the 4. Quentin Tarantino has The Man from Hollywood. But there's just something about Destiny Turns on the Radio. I mean, it is a fully acted, like, Quentin Tarantino is acting as what is it? Like the devil? It's just such a fun movie that I'm going to go with Destiny Turns on the Radio.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino in that film as, and I can't believe this is his character name, but here we are, Johnny Destiny.
Johnny Destiny, yeah.
And the funny thing is, when we did this episode, I think this is the biggest thing that came up, is that Tarantino doesn't write this. He doesn't direct this. He just shows up to play for a couple of days. And sometimes that's okay, right? Sometimes it's okay to have a little bit of fun and maybe, take all the fingers off the buttons and just go in and have some fun. And this film is really fun. I loved Nancy Travis in this. I thought she was great. And yeah, this was a very early episode for us too. Mm-hmm. So absolutely, I'm not surprised that's your keep because I know what's in our collection.
Remember when we found the VHS? And yes, I said VHS.
Yes, in a $1 bin
yes.
at a Video 99. Like that was the name of the store, Video 99. Also, I absolutely miss going into like movie rental places and checking out the discount bin and just finding absolutely fantastic. You know what we should do one of these days? We should go to because I know they still sell DVDs at like UCD shops and stuff like that. We should just go to like some Value Village, like with $5, pick up like a couple movies and then review them.
Well, I mean, there is the beauty of going up to the beer spa where
yes.
they have VHS tapes on the shelves and they have a VHS player in the cabin. Love the beer spa, by the way.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
VHS. Let me reiterate this. VHS. And coincidentally, and this is just to, clearly this is on the good people up at Muskoka. All the VHS tapes are rewound. They were kind and they rewound. For my keep pick, maybe not necessarily a film you'd expect from me, but when I tell you that this is a fantastic film, believe me, because when Tom Hanks puts out a movie that is Academy noticed, you know it's a good one. I'm going with Apollo 13 for my keep pick. Now, true story movies, biopics, they're not always necessarily in my wheelhouse, but keep in mind the cast that you have in this, headed by Tom Hanks, and you have Ron Howard in the director's chair. And this film proves that Ron Howard is rightfully considered one of the best directors of his era, because you can get lost in the I hate to put it this way, you can get lost in the Wikipedia-esqueness of some biopic films, but this was a clear gather around the TV and hold your breath for these astronauts moments in real life. And the fact that they put a lot of different emotions and a lot of different angles. Like, this isn't just the story of Tom Hanks plays one man and this is a team effort. You had stuff going on in Houston. You had stuff going on in space. This was a fantastically paced film, and you can't go wrong with a Tom Hanks 90s Academy noticed performance.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
I think I just won my taxes.
Yeah?
I just switched to H&R Block in about 1 minute. All I had to do was drag and drop last year's return into H&R Block, and bam, my information is automatically there.
So I don't have to go digging around for all my old papers to switch?
Nope.
Sounds like we just leveled up our tax game.
Switching to H&R Block is easy. Just drag and drop your last return. It's better with Block.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Fred Warner, linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers. Abercrombie has the new suits you need, plus all the collared shirts to go with them. The Abercrombie & Fitch Collins suit is the only suit you'll ever need for any occasion. Available in slim, classic, and athletic. Pair it with a collared classic. Go with a soft, easy-to-wear sweater polo or a comfortable long-sleeve shirt. With so many different fits and fabrics, you can make a look that's completely your own. Add the Abercrombie & Fitch Collins suit and new collared shirts to every occasion this season. Shop online or in store.
For my watch pick, I'm going to have some fun. Going to have some fun with this one. Tank Girl. Absolutely love this. It's so bonkers. And of films based on a comic book that's not Marvel, it's not DC. Like this was one of those out there kind of comic books, and Lori Petty was the absolute perfect choice to play Tank Girl. You've got Malcolm McDowell as the baddie trying to steal all the water. You got Ice-T as some wolf / dog / whatever the hell that he was. It knew exactly what it was going to be, right? It was loud and colorful, and one of the absolute killer soundtracks of the 90s. I mean, listen to the artists on this disc: Portishead, Bjork, Bush, Veruca Salt, Hole, Devo, The Magnificent Bastards. Like, this is such a good Paul Westerberg with Joan Jett doing Let's Do It. The soundtrack, the movie itself, this was pure peak 90s in that you had all these comic book style flashes and cutscenes in the film, and very realistic, didn't rely on really any CGI, and just goofy fun. I miss goofy fun comic book movies sometimes. Like, yes, we did not that long ago rant and rave about Batman and Robin being goofy fun, but just bad puns. This was like very much a 90s multimedia extravaganza that was admittedly not for all, but I still think it holds up. And even though it definitely feels 90s vibes, I still think the fun carries over. What'd you go with your watch pick?
So we're going from comic book property to my absolute favorite author, Elmore Leonard, and Get Shorty. Like, the making of this movie and bringing Elmore Leonard's characters to life. It was funny. It was smart. It kind of it stayed true to his style of writing. You know, you've got like the gangsters and just like modern law, right?
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved Get Shorty. Oh my God. They're like, the cast was phenomenal.
Oh,
Travolta.
I mean, let's run the list here on the cast.
Danny
right?
DeVito.
You got John Travolta, of course. You have the late great Gene Hackman. You got Rene Russo, Danny DeVito, Dennis Farina, Delroy Lindo, the late great James Gandolfini. You've got Bette Midler in a smaller role. You've got like Barry Sonnenfeld as director. Definitely has his. I mean, this is a great time for Barry Sonnenfeld, right? Like, he already proved with Men in Black that he knew what he was doing when he was handling a big movie and a decent sized cast too. But really, there aren't many films out there that Barry Sonnenfeld directed that I don't enjoy. I mean, listen to his directorial selection, okay? His film directing debut was 1991's The Addams Family, which, come on, right? Throw in Addams Family Values before that, Get Shorty 95, Men in Black 97, Wild Wild West. Okay.
We can forgive him for that.
But you know what? I still enjoyed Wild Wild West, though. That's I mean, maybe it's just me being broken, but you got Men in Black 2, you've got RV, Men in Black 3, 9 Lives, you know, and as a producer as well, you know, throw in, you know, some other really, really good movies, and like the guy knows what he's doing, and he had a great touch for 90s and 2000s era films. But is it weird that I enjoyed Be Cool better?
Not at all. No, because I mean, the introduction of Andre 3000 and I mean,
and The Rock, let's be honest, Dwayne Johnson.
And come on, the absolute powerhouse vocals of Christina Milian.
Wait, you gotta say it as Linda Moon, because that's couldn't be described as anything else but Linda Moon.
Right? Oh my God.
But no,
Uma
Taboo.
Thurman.
Taboo.
Yeah, it's not gangsta.
It's not gangsta Taboo. Right? Cedric the Entertainer, Harvey Keitel, Seth Green, James Woods.
Also, sadly, another movie that we had to defend on It's Not That Bad. I think I'm going with a theme here that the critics just suck.
Well, I mean,
they're attacking everything I love.
For 3.5 years, we've been talking about films that the critics absolutely got wrong. And yeah, no, I mean, Be Cool was definitely in that realm of critics. Just sit down, put your pens down and sit down. I will say Tank Girl comes in at a 45% tomatometer, so I might call my shot later this year. You never know. I
just wanted to clarify, though, that we had to defend Be Cool.
Yes.
I believe that Get Shorty does not qualify for It's Not That Bad. It had a pretty high rating, and I think Be Cool was just a victim of the sequel.
Get Shorty sits at an 88%
yes
tomatometer. But I think there's something to be said about the tonal difference between Get Shorty and Be Cool. And while, yes, Get Shorty does have a lightness to it, Be Cool felt more like an ensemble comedy. And I can understand why people who enjoyed Get Shorty might not enjoy Be Cool. But the thing is, Get Shorty I was okay with. Be Cool was I found to be much more fun. So really it's a personal taste. And yeah, sequels do have a hard time following up something that was moderately successful. All right, back over to you on the bad side of things. What's your pass pick?
I am passing in 95 on the the only thing I could say about this movie is that it's a porno with a car chase. and that is Jade. Like, I'm thinking back to 95 and I'm like, how the hell did, teenage Carrie actually get to watch this movie? Because it should have been R-rated. I'm sure it is. But I was expecting something completely different. And I remember watching it going, I'm feeling very uncomfortable with the subject matter.
Wait, hold on. You were expecting something different out of a film listed as an erotic thriller.
Jade, I wanted to see more like shiny, pretty things, I guess. I don't know.
Erotic thriller. I'm surprised you're not complaining about the car chase.
What the hell were they doing driving?
Park the car and get it on. That's basically what she wants at this point.
Oh my God.
I will point out that this film has a tomatometer of 16%.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So if ever we go down erotic thriller road with not as many shiny things as you might like, well, then I know what we may have to put onto the docket and put it on the whiteboard. And
please don't make me watch this again. I felt very uncomfortable.
Well, sometimes on this show we have to watch uncomfortable things.
People were driving horribly. I just couldn't get behind it.
Are you mad because of the poor driving skills, or are you mad about the discount softcore porn?
Yes.
Yes. Can you imagine showing that in like some like driver? Okay, first of all, do not drive like this, and then do not bone her like that. This is what you not to do. I'm sensing a theme with our pass picks here because I am also going down erotic road for my pass pick. Now, it's an audio podcast, so I need to let you all know that the word erotic is doing a ton of heavy lifting. Because there is nothing erotic about Showgirls.
Oh, no.
I mean, kudos to Elizabeth Berkley for bouncing back after this, but in the pantheon of bad films, Showgirls definitely has a unique place up there because not only is it that bad, because it is. Let's not sugarcoat this here. This film is bad bad, memeable bad. Like, but the interesting thing is Showgirls also kind of leans into the idea of so bad it's enjoyable to watch, because you just wonder too, did they realize that they were making a comedy? Inadvertently making a comedy? Because it kind of feels that way. But the interesting thing is this. Despite this being not good, it's not good. And I know somewhere down the road, probably around the time that we cover Jade, that we're going to probably have to cover this one as well. People still went to see it. On the all-time box office list of movies rated NC-17, Showgirls has the second highest box office total of all time. The only NC-17 film that grossed more at the box office was Last Tango in Paris with 36.1 million. Showgirls sits at number 2 with 20 million. Now, keep in mind, Last Tango in Paris, this is Marlon Brando, right? And I can't believe I'm sitting here comparing a film with Elizabeth Berkley and a film with Marlon Brando, but here we are. But I mean, I take a look at some of these films, and most of the NC-17 films that actually kind of land on that all-time box office totals for NC-17 films, they're decent films, but they just deal with like some heavy subject material. Some of it being, well, most of it being sexual, but a lot of it dealing with very heavy issues. Kids, which comes in at number 5 with 7.4 million. That deals with a lot of like raw topics, and it's very blunt and very bleak, and it doesn't hold back. The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover, which sits at number 4 with 7.7 million. I'll argue that one is a cinematic gem, because the production design on that film is fantastic. Henry and June, that's another one with a decent cast, sits at number 3 with 11.5 million. But Showgirls, I think a lot of it got a lot of its attention based on the fact that it was so bad, and people went to see this movie just to see how bad it was. And there's something weirdly endearing about that. When we did episode 100 of this show, of It's Not That Bad, and we covered The Room, we're talking about a movie that was so bad, people went to it because it was so bad. And I think Showgirls kind of fits into that category. I will tease this a little bit. There are 2 major milestones coming up this year. In August, we celebrate 4 years of It's Not That Bad. And around that same time, episode 200 will be here. Maybe Showgirls ends up as episode 200. If I can get Carrie strapped to a chair like it's Clockwork Orange to make her watch the film.
You're throwing the gauntlet down now.
Well, you know, we did The Room at episode 100.
Yeah.
We got to go big and we got to go home on episode 200. Maybe. We'll see. We'll come back and visit you guys in about 30 weeks. And we'll see what film ends up as number 200. All right, Carrie, before we go, please remind our listeners what your Keep Watching past picks are of movies released in 1995.
95 was such a great year for movies, and I'm keeping Destiny Turns on the Radio, I'm watching Get Shorty, and I am passing on Jade.
All right, and for me, I am keeping Apollo 13, I am watching Tank Girl, and I am passing on Showgirls until we eventually cover it for the show. Carrie, thank you so much for this. And to you, our dear listeners, well, you guys know the drill. If there's a topic that you want us to discuss on Keep Watch Pass, or a movie you want us to talk about on It's Not That Bad, like Tank Girl, hit us up on social media at Not That Badcast, or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out our music shows. There Can Only Be One and Spin, Shuffle, Skip. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Keep Watch Pass on the It's Not That Bad podcast channel, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.